Breaking news out of Indiana. Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham have finally spoken after the Indiana Fever's jaw-dropping victory over the Atlanta Dream. And what they said is turning heads across the WNBA world. From Clark's humble leadership to Sophie's fiery message to the haters, this post-game reaction is exactly what fans needed to hear. Let's break down what happened in that stunning win, how Caitlin and Sophie are shaping the Fever's identity, and why this could be a major turning point in the WNBA season. The Indiana Fever walked into Atlanta as underdogs, but walked out with one of their most complete and dominant wins of the season. The Fever not only beat the Dream, they embarrassed them on their own floor, executing at a high level on both ends of the court. The final score? Indiana Fever 93, Atlanta Dream 75. A blowout win that sent shockwaves through the league. Caitlin Clark was once again in elite form. She dropped 24 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds, just missing yet another triple-double. But what was most impressive was her control of the game. The pace, the ball movement, and how she constantly made her teammates better. Aaliyah Boston and Nalissa Smith dominated in the paint, while Kelsey Mitchell caught fire from the outside. But the surprise X factor? Sophie Cunningham. After coming off an injury and struggling to find her rhythm in recent games, Sophie came in with a chip on her shoulder and contributed a gritty 12 points, 4 rebounds, and constant defensive energy. Her hustle and fire were infectious, and you could see the Fever feeding off her intensity. After the game, Caitlin Clark was interviewed courtside and then at the post-game press conference. And for someone constantly under a microscope, she once again showed poise and maturity. Clark said, "We're starting to figure each other out. You can feel the chemistry clicking. I'm so proud of the way we shared the ball and stayed locked in defensively tonight. Atlanta's a tough team, but we came in with a mindset that we had to punch first, and we did." When asked about nearly grabbing another triple-double, she downplayed it completely. "It's not about the stats. It's about the wins. We've worked so hard in practice. Coach has been on us, and we've been holding each other accountable. So to see it translate like this, it's really rewarding." Clark also had high praise for her teammates, specifically shouting out Sophie Cunningham. "Sophie was huge tonight. Her energy is contagious. You need players like that. Players who get under the other team's skin, but also keep your own team fired up. She's a leader and a fighter." The maturity in her responses was remarkable. Despite all the media noise, all the attention, and the controversy that surrounded her every move, Clark continues to deflect praise and spotlight her teammates. This is the kind of leadership that builds a championship culture. Now, if you thought Caitlin Clark was composed and polished, Sophie Cunningham was the exact opposite, and in the best way possible. Cunningham has become a fan-favorite enforcer on this Indiana squad. She's tough, passionate, unapologetic, and after the game, she let the media know how she really felt. "We heard all the noise. People said we were soft. People said we couldn't defend. People questioned our chemistry. Well, we answered tonight." Sophie also had something to say to the growing chorus of critics attacking Clark and the Fever's rise. "I don't care what people say. Caitlin's a baller. She works harder than anyone I've seen, and she takes the hits literally and figuratively. But guess what? She gets back up every single time. That's why we ride with her." Fans erupted when clips of Sophie's passionate post-game comments went viral on social media. Many said this is the veteran presence Clark needs. Someone who isn't afraid to speak up, clap back, and fight for her teammates. And she wasn't done. "We're coming." That's the message. Indiana Fever is coming. And if you think we're just a storyline or a marketing tool, you're about to find out the hard way. We're here to win. This win wasn't just a one-off. The Indiana Fever are starting to gel at the perfect time. The spacing is better. The rotations are tighter. The defense is more aggressive. And most importantly, The players are trusting one another. Caitlin Clark's elite vision and passing are being matched with Boston's dominance in the post, Mitchell's shot-making, Smith's athleticism, and now Sophie's tenacity. During a mid-game timeout, cameras caught Caitlin and Sophie huddled up with Boston and Mitchell, clapping hands and hyping each other up. No egos, just energy. This is not the same Fever team that started the season shaky and unsure. This is a squad with a real identity. After the win and the press conference clips hit the internet, social media went absolutely wild. One fan wrote on X, "Sophie Cunningham is the realest one in the league. Say what you want, but she's gonna ride for her squad and tell the truth every time." Another said, "Caitlin Clark's leadership is underrated. She never makes it about herself. That's why her teammates respect her. That's why the league needs to protect her." Even WNBA legends chimed in. Tamika Catchings tweeted, "That's the Fever energy we've been waiting for. Play with fire. Play together. Love it. And it's not just talk. The numbers back it up. The Fever have won 4 of their last 5 games, are climbing the standings, and are very much in playoff contention. Something that felt impossible just a month ago. For weeks, the media has run wild with negativity. Caitlin can't lead. The team isn't gelling. Clark's overrated. The vets don't like her. But this win, and more importantly, this post-game reaction, shows how out of touch some of that talk has been. This isn't a fractured locker room. This is a squad coming together, built on mutual respect and shared goals. Sophie's defense of Caitlin wasn't just words. It was emotion. It was real. You don't speak like that unless you're truly bought in. And Clark's humility in highlighting her teammates shows why the Fever are rallying behind her, not resenting her. Caitlin Clark's progression in the WNBA is more than just about stats. She's grown as a floor general, adapting to the speed and physicality of the pro game. She's made strides defensively, fought through traps and hard fouls, and handled the enormous media pressure with grace. And now, she's speaking more confidently in post-games. You can hear the maturity in her voice. This is someone stepping into a leadership role and embracing the weight of expectations. She's not just surviving, she's starting to thrive. Sophie Cunningham may not stuff the stat sheet every night, but her impact is undeniable. She's the emotional backbone of the team. She's not afraid to take a charge, get into someone's face, or light a fire when the team gets too quiet. Her leadership is vocal, passionate, and sometimes controversial, but every great team needs that edge. And with her defending Caitlin and throwing down the gauntlet to the rest of the league, she just became a pillar of this Fever team's identity. Caitlin's delivering, Sophie's firing back. The locker room is clicking, and the Indiana Fever might just be on their way to something special. Who impressed you the most in this win? What do you think of Caitlin and Sophie's post-game words? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates.